politics, life events, home.
This video is brought to you by EpiPies Academy.
Financial, work. Work can be an interesting one for this thing because we would have to think far deeper about this, right? So there's behaviors now, there's digital activities, right? And what we want is people who spend online spenders, boom, active, boom. It might be more expensive to target them, but certainly this is exactly what we want, right? Now let's see, purchase behavior. This is exactly, we're getting really good, right? Store types. High-end retail it is not what I'm selling here, but if I know they buy high-end, then I know that they're able to spend, right? They're not going to be concerned about like spending a couple of bucks. So I actually like to choose this sometimes. And this is, I'm not targeting my people who are interested in my things, but I'm targeting a certain affluence level, right? Let's see. And there's other things here like business purchases, right? So if I keep browsing this, I can choose a few other categories, but I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm just going to move forward. Let's see, connections. You want new people, that's fine. Budget. What I like to do is I don't like to do cheap budgets. I like to, if I had a $100 budget, let's say, I could do this like at $5, for 20 days, or I could do this for, in one day for $100. And what I like to do is, after I've experimented and after I know exactly the kind of ad that will perform, I like to run it in one day because it will give me better statistical significance to see whether the ad is performing well. Because sometimes it's impossible to directly track the sales, and I can see if I had spent $100, I can see if there's a spike in sales. Versus if the budget is spent over 20 days or many days, sometimes it's actually hard to recognize a spike in sales, and so it's actually harder to track because a lot of times you can't really track. In my example, Amazon sales, I can't track it from the Facebook ads. So schedule, whatever. I just like to set it immediately. Optimize for web clicks, and then they give you this, and then advanced options. Yeah. So you can manually set. This is pretty expensive at almost 80 cents a click. You can go lower on the suggested bid. So maybe we try 45 cents. And then you set your image. What you want to do is set like kind of there's some schools of thought on the image, whether you want to have text on it or not. But sometimes what you want to do, and different people have different opinion here, but sometimes what I like to do is give it like an ugly image, because and that might seem like it's counterintuitive, but the reason I would do that is because the people who would click, I don't want like people who just click on pretty pictures. I want people who read the copy of the text, and you can write a headline here like start a business. Of course, if you're actually really doing this, your headline should be something far better. But for the sake of not making this video too long, right? So you can see how the ad will appear, and it's actually from my Problemio. So I kind of like to make the text very specific and interesting, but the picture, I don't want it to be too exciting, because if the picture is too good, people will just randomly click to see what the picture is all about. But you don't want that, because you're paying for those clicks. So you want people to click only if they are really interested. Okay, and that's the trick here. Okay, and then you place the order. Once you place the order, what happens is there's going to be an approval process of about 15 minutes on Facebook, and the ad will start running. And that's it. That's pretty much how you would, target customers with paid ads. It's not cheap, as you can see. Like, you have to spend a little money and experiment. But certainly these kinds of targeting options with the hobbies, with online spending, um, and you can even, like, we didn't get into the interests, right? We actually skipped it. But I mean, people, the, there is no better way to target hobbies and interests than on Facebook. And if you can find the hobbies and interests, and if you can eventually play around and find the demographics that buy your product, then all you have to do is then, make sure that they're spending more than, than you are paying for the ads. And then basically the ads pay for themselves because they generate direct revenue. And since they do that, you can, the next day you can put more money into the ads, and the next day you can put more money into the ads, and really escalate your business and drive it that way. So potentially, I know this is kind of a pain because you have to pay for it, but potentially this is something, this can really grow your business because you don't have to wait. The ads start appearing right away, and if they convert, if they get people to take some action to buy something, then you're definitely in business, and you can press the gas on this. And many multi-billion-dollar companies grow from advertising, and this is where you maybe can get your start as well.